It's time to connect the planetary dots and find out what is the luckiest day for you to buy a lottery ticket. Welcome to the new Connection Astrology forecast for March and April 2012. I'm your host, Vicki Thompson. Today joining me is astrologer Mark Dodage. New Connection Astrology forecast is brought to you today by New Renaissance here in Northwest Portland, the place for books, gifts, and events for conscious living. Mark, welcome to the New Connection Astrology forecast.
Thanks for inviting me.
Well, you know, I had to invite you because you are the rock star of astrology in the Northwest.
That embarrasses me when people say that.
But it's true.
It's been an interesting path, I'll say that.
Well, you've been doing astrology here in the Northwest for almost 20 years?
I've been doing it as my sole source of income for 17 years, and I've actually been doing it for over 30 years when I still had what my mom would call a real job in the world.
Well, you definitely have a real job with this, and we're so excited to have you here today.
Well, thank you.
So, March and April 2012, the astrology forecast. Mark, we all like to be lucky and we all like to be rich. What's happening in the sky in March and April to make this possible?
Yeah, and I gotta say, it's really fun for me because for the last 2 years, there's been a lot of hard, challenging planetary things going on. And finally, it's like, oh boy, I get to talk about something fun or something nice for a change. So, you know, astrology, we love to get out our pens and highlighters and draw patterns in the sky. And there's a pattern, if you were to like connect the dots in the sky, called a grand trine. So just think of a big triangle, like the pyramids in Egypt, stable, flowing, harmonious. And so it's kind of a lucky combination because a thing that happens only once every year is the planet Venus, which rules love and money and art and beauty, is going to align with Jupiter, which I like to joke is kind of like the Santa Claus of the zodiac. He's the god of blessings and auspicious things. Mm-hmm. So not only are they going to hook up together, which is auspicious every year, but they're also going to be in this big triangular pattern to the planet Mars, which is ambition or male energy. I want it, I go get it. And then to Pluto, which is power, transformation, burn my bridges behind me, be reborn. And so this has been flirting with us for months now, but if you want the exactness, right around March 13th, it's going to be, you know, perfect. But I would say like a week before and after March 13th would be its strongest place. And even into April, it's still going to be around, but if you're looking for a peak, around the 13th of March is
when I need to get down to the grocery store and buy my lottery ticket.
And I also like to tell people that Jupiter tends to overdo things. So my philosophy is if you're going to win, one ticket will win. You don't need to, you know, bet the family farm to do that. And the other thing, which people might not like to hear, is that these are what we call earth signs. So Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo, practical, hardworking. And so sometimes, you know, the old joke, your luck comes through your hard work. So you have to also look at this, that it would be a great opportunity if there's projects you're wanting to put out into the world that's going to bring you lucky future benefit. This is actually a good time to be working on those type of things. So it's not just go buy a lottery ticket, but of course if they do win, remember where they heard it right here first, okay?
Yeah. Mark wants a cut, so you need to send a check to Mark.
That's right, that's right. But oftentimes it's luck coming through your efforts is really where the big punch is going to be.
Well, what I like about this forecast is it sounds like we have love, blessings, and action. So it sounds like we're going to really be moving over the next few months in March and April.
There's also a little letting go as well. So in fact, there's a lot of letting go things going with Mars being retrograde in Virgo. You know, Mars is the male warrior, I want it, I go get it. Normally Mars spends only 6 weeks in each sign. You know, warriors, they do their thing, they want to get on to the next place. Well, Mars is spending about 8 months in Virgo. It was back November 2011 and doesn't actually leave Virgo until July 3rd, 2012. But the intense period is January 23rd to April 13th, 2012. And what that means is people need to clean up their act. And whether that's garage sales or whether that's an internal purification or cleansing their body, that's a part of this pattern. So in order to go forward, you have to, your lucky pattern, part of it says as well, if I'm going to be bringing more into my life, this optimism, this good luck, what do I need to either clean up or organize or something of that nature?
So we have to get organized this spring, which a lot of people do spring cleaning.
Become more efficient, or even in my case, over the winter I've been having to move a box to get it another box. Well, my spring project is, I'm going to either get better organized or I'm going to get rid of some stuff that I don't need anymore.
With Venus in the Grand Earth trine, is love in the air for people this spring?
Certainly is an opportunity for that. It does require, shall we say, willingness to open the heart. Because you'll see a lot of people say, yeah, I want love, I want this perfect relationship, but you'll see they're still holding on to old wounds of old things that went wrong or what have you. And sometimes you just have to forgive and move on. And that way your heart has a chance to open more. And I will tell you, being aligned with Jupiter, Jupiter is a risk-taking planet, which is why we started our conversation on the lottery. But, it's a much bigger risk to open your heart, and especially for people who have been hurt in the past or things like that. And yet, if they want to expand on we'll call it a love or a money level, depending what their interest is, you have to be willing to take a risk on yourself and allow yourself to step out and be seen.
Well, it sounds like all the energy is converging to make those things happen for people this spring.
It is, and it is going to be a little bit mixed, though, because part of people are finishing old projects and letting old things go, and at the same time we're planting the seeds for these new things that are being birthed. So for people to expect it's, oh boy, I'm going to jump on the bandwagon and we'll go 100 miles an hour, no, this is more of the setup stage and the preparing for what's coming. And yes, it is optimistic. Let's open up on a relationship level, open up on our business or work levels, or whatever it is people want to bring to the world. This is a good time to really be putting it together, getting it organized, getting it moving. But don't forget the cleanup part, is what I would say.
Very cool. Well,
Yeah.
Mark, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
And getting
Thank
us ready
you.
for the spring 2012.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be
Yeah.
rocking.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mark.
Already.
Want more details on your sign? Check out Starscope and AstroMark at our website at newconnectionjournal.com. Join us next time on the New Connection Astrology Forecast and get connected.